So, good morning everyone. Thanks for joining our session with me and Kevin. My name is Lesley Crook and I am a cloud consultant in the UK, and we have Kevin.
And my name's Kevin McDonnell. It's lovely when you spend ages looking at slides and you suddenly realise the first one's slightly wrong. So I'm not actually a cloud architect now. I'm the head of practice for modern workplace at CPS.
Right. So how did two consultants from two different partners actually end up presenting at a conference like the lovely Commsverse? So we are actually the Viva Explorers, and I am the Viva Visionary, and I have my Art of the Possible binoculars looking into the future with all the good things around Viva, and my specialism as a Viva Explorer is the Viva Visionary around user adoption and change management and employee engagement, and our Viva Transformer.
Yeah, I don't have a full suit. I do wish I had a suit like that, but because I'm a transformer, I'm there to transform Viva within your organisations, get it rolled out, help people understand it, and the only way to do that is with post-it notes, obviously.
So we are actually spanning the whole employee experience from the moment someone's hired to the moment that they leave an organisation, and that might be 3 months, it might be 20 years, probably not in this day and age that people stay that long. But this is looking at kind of like knowledge and expertise, mission goals and outcomes, news, events and resources, learning and coaching, physical, mental well-being and the financial benefits and recognition, and lots more in between all of that. But we've got a surprise speaker that's joined us today, and we'd just like to say welcome to Satya Nadella.
Thank you.
We've got Mr. T, Mr. Teamson. We've also got Satya. So.
Hi everyone, great to be here at Commsverse. Over the past year, no area has undergone the rapid transformation than the way we work. Employee expectations are changing the way we will need to define productivity, more broadly inclusive of collaboration, learning and well-being. To drive career development for every worker, and including frontline and knowledge workers, as well as for new graduates and those who we are in the workforce today. All this needs to be done with flexibility in when and where, how we work.
Can we have a round of applause? He thought he'd be quiet.
Thank you so much for flying in.
Thank you, Satya.
Really appreciate that very much. Thank you. But this is also being called the hybrid work paradox and the Great Resignation. And this is about people that are often feeling like they're misunderstood, not listened to, or just feel like their manager's behaviour is inappropriate to the times that we're now living in. And people want to work flexibly from home, but also want some kind of office culture experience. And this is being referred to as the hybrid work paradox. So Microsoft's kind of like reaction to this is Microsoft Viva. But I'm just going to take you through a little short story leading up to how I became the Viva Visionary and started to bring together the Viva Explorers. It's just a little quick story that I'll take you through, and then we've got a demo for the rest of the session. So this story is about reimagining underutilized features and discovering new ones. So during lockdown, we dressed down and worked from home on Teams, and it was the perfect time for learning new things. It was also time for doing, the dogs were completely spoiled. They were having walks about 3 times a day. So this was me out walking the dogs. This is, I'm taking, lovely photographs. I'm also perhaps having a Teams meeting. I'm looking a bit scruffy.
Lots of selfies, thinking you look great and pretending you did, whereas actually you didn't really feel it at all.
Yeah, so what I actually did, I also immersed myself in Viva, and a lot of the features were new to me, like a lot of the features surprised all of us. But as time went on, I could really start to appreciate kind of like cross-solution integrations from the different features that were coming in. And I reimagined myself, and I created a personal brand brand, and I became, as I said, the Viva visionary. And I gave myself this makeover, this empowering makeover, to kind of reimagined myself and took the most of my own features, and added a few more, sort of thing. So what have we got through the lens of Microsoft Teams? We've got Reimagine features, and we've got some new features, and they're all in the Microsoft Viva suite. And this is now a hub for integrated collaboration and productivity. So if you haven't got your head round Viva just yet, it is basically, you've got Microsoft Viva Connections, which is essentially SharePoint and Yammer, modern SharePoint site, and you can have Yammer in there as well if your organisation is so choose to use it. You've got Exchange. For Microsoft Viva, it's Exchange and Workplace Analytics. So it's basically pulling the information from your own calendar and your from your emails as well. And that's where the virtual commute briefing email comes up every morning. And then if your organisation has got that switched on later on, you're going to be getting the Teams virtual commute. So we've also got Viva Learning. Again, that is the basis of that is SharePoint, and then any LMS solutions you might have in your organisation, plus LinkedIn Learning and any third-party learning solutions that you choose to put out there. There's a difference between think of Viva Learning as what they call an LXP against LMS solutions. So LMS solutions are the more of the mandatory training inside of an organisation that you are comply to actually take mandatory training, where an LXP is a learning experience platform. So there are differences here. So the Viva Learning is not it's not meant to replace any learning management systems in the organisation.
And I think the key is it wraps around all the ones you have. So where you have those compliance learning, you have maybe your LinkedIn learning. I was going to subtly go over there and turn my volume down a bit. You've got all those ones that group together, so you've got one place to go for all of it as well.
And then the fourth one at this time is Viva, Microsoft Viva Topics, and that's the one where I said plus new. So this is the newest one, and this is to help curate knowledge within inside an organisation, and it looks pretty immense. So that's the newest one. But there's also more modules. So you've probably heard about Viva Goals, which was Ally Objectives Key Results. And then 2 weeks ago, I think it is now, Viva Sales popped up, which again is focused on a completely different sector of the workforce, which is the sales force. So you'll be hearing more about those other modules as the months go past, but I wouldn't worry too much about those. These are this is the basis of Viva at this time, but as we said, there's more modules coming. So by the end of last year, I had immersed myself in Viva, and there were about 700 slides that have dropped into the partner network for us to get our heads around. And I blame Sarah Berg over there, who's from Microsoft, and she is looking after the MCI workshops.
Created some great content.
She knows exactly what I'm getting at. So there was a lot of new information to get our heads around. But I had time on my hands to do that, and then by the end of last year, I wrote actually 12 blogs about Viva. My persona is the Viva visionary with my art of the possible binoculars. So one of the blogs, the fourth one, was this day in the life on Viva Day in the Life on Teams, and I got interest from Kat Greenan and from Peter Rising, who hosts the Cloud Conversations podcast. So I did a fun podcast with them, which was really nice. And then with my kind of new confidence, I applied to speak here. So and it got approved. So I was going to just do this on my own, but I met Kevin along the way as another person who's passionate about Viva, and that's how we've ended up creating this session together, and you'll see the demo shortly. So we've got Viva. So what is in Viva? So we've got Viva Insights, which is about productivity and well-being. training. We've got Viva Connections, which is helping, it's the gift to the communications staff with culture and communications. And then we've got Viva Learning for upskilling and personal growth. And then we've got Viva Topics, which is there to help with knowledge and expertise in the organisation. So what I didn't say was it's perfect for new hires coming into an organisation, that you've got a sea of acronyms and all these different unusual words and names that you've never heard of before, and you can just hover over a word and up pops subject matter experts, documents, and all sorts of things that are related to that particular acronym or project. And then, as I've already mentioned, we've got Viva Goals and Viva Sales, which are coming through.
Just quickly, if you are interested in Viva Goals, I've got a recorded session on, I think it's about 1 o'clock, and we'll publish it up on the site as well, so you can hear more understanding what objective key results and that alignment and how you can get that culture across an organisation using those aligned objectives as well.
Okay, so I'm now going to hand over to Megan.
Yeah, so, for those of you who know the lovely demo tenants on there, they're all set up with the name of Megan, and I tried to change it. I was like, who cares? I'm quite happy to be Megan and sitting there, and I have my lovely assistant, Adele, here. So we're going to tell a story of someone's day within Viva. So I'm going to be Megan. I manage a team of marketing executives, and half the team works closely with retail stores. They're more frontline workers. They're out on their phones, maybe iPads. They're kind of getting onto their big devices where they can, but mostly it's kind of quick getting that snippets on there. But Megan likes to be able to connect with them. She wants to be able to work the same way, whoever they are as well. Adele joined Relic Cloud a few weeks ago. She's one of those frontline marketing executives out and about trying to sell these lovely drones they've got, and she's looking forward to learning more about it, trying to embrace this way of working and connecting with other people and what the organisation's culture are. So, as many of you do, I know we're at Teams conference, but I'm sure most of you spin up Outlook as the first thing you're doing in the day, whether it's on your phone or on the device, and you start there in Outlook, and one of the first things you'll see is that daily digest email that says, hey Megan, have a great Thursday, here's those things that you've done and you've said you're going to do, whether that's within your tasks, in your to-do, whether that's kind of things you've said in your email. It's picked up those reminders using that common theme around Viva, which is the AI, to make it easy to do the right thing. So it's reminded you about that deadline you've got there, and it makes it easy to book that focus time as well. But sometimes you don't always want to do that, and you want to get into Teams. So you go into Teams, and you've got your leadership forum there that you can go on there. And from that, you can go into the Viva Insights app. So where you've had that Viva Insights daily briefing email, you can go into that app and get even more within there. For example, you've got that reminder to send praise to your colleagues. It's always good to let people know that you're thankful for what they've done. And you can say, for example, this one's Ludmilla, and we can say she solved a problem. Let's just not tell her. You could choose some people, I don't know if any of you use Football Manager, one of my favourite games on there, and you can have that chat with the players one-to-one, or you can do that public one. It's the same with this. Some people react to that little message to them. Some people want it to the team, going out to that leadership forum and saying, way to go, great work, and it gives them that boost that keeps them going through the day that you can put out there. Going back to Viva Insights, you can bring more in there, so you can book out your focus time. Fantastic way. I have to be honest, I've started taking those and then renaming it from focus time, or even put project managers stay away from this. So do what works well for you to make sure that people don't use that time, and you can keep that to get stuff done, because otherwise you end up within your evenings. So Megan's going in and saying, great, I haven't got any meetings between 8:30 and 10:30 on Friday. That's a perfect time to start to do a bit of wrap up for the week and get that focus time booked in there without having to manually go through and check it. It makes it easy to do that for you. Now, as well as the kind of standard ones we've shown before is part of the seeded license, what you get when you've got your M365 license. If you go for some of the add-ons, you can get those extra things with My Team and My Organisation at the top, and it starts to bring you that insight. So as Megan, as a manager, is starting to look at her team and see some of those habits she's got, and she can see that her team members are spending 8.5 hours in meetings she's organised. For those who were listening to Mark earlier, that is a lot of time wasted up. That's a lot of money your organisation has spent. Is there value in that? It helps to look at that. And all those recurring meetings, which maybe aren't needed so much. So you can start to drill into some of those habits. You can see how many of those you've actually RSVP'd to. How many people have been there and go, I don't know who's turning up to this meeting. They haven't replied. I'm not sure if they're going to be in there. You can make sure that your own habits are actually starting to get that. You can start to make sure that you're not putting overlaps with meetings. You can start to look at those shorter meetings that are less than an hour, so there's a bit of a break. It gives you those nudges to doing the right thing for a lot of those. I'd say one of my pet peeves is people who don't reply to meetings. So making sure you're not a hypocrite and do that and pick up on those as well. And also picking up on multitasking within it. Megan was looking at this and going, oh, this is quite nice. I thought I was always doing other things. It's showing that you're focused on the meeting. Because if you are multitasking, you're probably not in a valuable meeting and maybe a chance to reappraise what you do look at. Keep an eye on the time, go a bit quicker. You can look at the one-to-one time you've got with your team. You're spending enough time with that. You've got other inputs like the number you're contacting in quiet hours. So in the evening, are you disrupting people's time on there and not helping? You can get that information to change your habits. But you can also look at your team and you can look at what they're doing. Are you getting enough time? How are you putting long and large meetings on there? Are they being effective on there? Now, it's not an absolute, but you can start to see how well you're doing on there. And you can see from here, compared with others in the organisation, how well you're doing. We all love a bit of competitiveness, and Megan's the same. She kind of feels that's bad, but at least she's not as bad as other people, which is always a good way to kind of keep people edging down and down with a bit of competitiveness on there. Not only that, but Viva Insights brings you those best practices. So you can click on that, and if you feel you're doing something bad, you haven't just got to make things up about it. You've got some great insights, like having a no meeting day. I know, Lesley, you have no meeting days on Fridays, don't you? Blocking that time out to make sure you can actually get stuff done with it. So it gives you that insight onto what you can actually do as well. Going on a bit further, Megan's decided she's gone through Insights. She wants to think a bit about learning. So here we've got Viva Learning. It's got those saved interests that I can go into and pick things out. I can see where I've done things before, or I can search for stuff. I can search about Viva. And there's a whole load of modules in here, including Viva topics on there. And I can go and watch this course and do it. Or I can actually share it with other people. And there is that integration with teams. You can share that either into a group or to individuals. In this case, I know Adele's joined recently. I really wanted to get the most of that, so I can share that course over to her, and it will pop up there. I'm going to pop over to Adele there, who's there as a frontline worker on her phone.
Thank you. So I've logged into my phones in Teams over lunch and decide to catch up on a spot of learning. I open the Viva Learning app on Teams on my phone, and the course that Megan shared right here is recommended in the content. I just need to click to open it. And right here on my phone, I can see information about the course and click to view the content. It's not a video, but Microsoft Learn course, and I can easily complete that on my phone. And wow, it's actually about Viva topics. That looks really interesting. So I return to the team tabs and look in the chat, and I see one of Megan's posts that mentions a particular key project, and I hover over the highlighted link. As we mentioned, this is all about how topics works. And this opens the topics page for the Digital Services Initiative, which details key people, and just off the screen, you can't see this, that some key related documents as well. And this is really intriguing, and I need to find out more about topics. And oh no, I nearly forgot. I need to book next Friday as holiday. I'm running out of time, so I'll jump over to the Approvals app and log in to log a request. I fill out the request and I'm hit send. And off it goes to Megan. And it's now time for me to walk my dogs, and I'm going to hand back to Adele.
Thank you.
Or was it Megan?
Megan. Sorry.
Awesome.
So there I am while Lesley's been doing work over lunch. I've been checking the BBC News and I'm kind of thinking, oh, there's a bit of news there. Maybe I should check the corporate news. So I jump into Viva Connections. There is the landing. All my corporate news on the left there. I've got my dashboard on the right. I've got the company feed giving me the latest information. Something caught my attention there about student mentorship. I'm a big believer in helping bring students through. So I click on that and I can view the latest news within there. I can like, comment. I can even save it for later into my favourites as well, right from within Teams. I can also go into my dashboard, and there's all sorts of things there like top news. I can go back to that praise that I had a look earlier. I can see the time off. I can expand that dashboard, and there's all sorts of extra things within there. I can find out about Ignite well ahead of the game. You know, I'm not giving any dates away. I'm going to get in trouble if I do. But there's all sorts of things there. You can catch up on the cafe and different things from there. There's also approvals within there, and I can click on that, and it will take me straight into the approvals app because it knows that I've actually got a request. So that one that Adele's put in, bit on there. Yes, the eagle eye will notice that I did put Megan's name, not Adele. I've just noticed on there. But they've requested a bit of leave, and I can approve that straight away. I haven't gone into Outlook. I haven't got that distraction for all the other mails. It's there from what I need to do. I can add that request and say no problems. Enjoy sports day from there as well. I've now gone back to my mails. We talked about topics there. We showed within Teams that it's automatically highlighted that stuff. Same there within Outlook. Project Titan's highlighted. What the is Project Titan? I've never heard about that. But I can hover over that and it will bring me that little card on the desktop giving those same details, the key people to speak to. Oh, that's actually me. That's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe I should know about that. But I can go and click on those details and find out even more about it. And I can see what it's connected to. And I can see actually it's connected to Mark 8. Of course, this is that new drone that I'm meant to know about, and I should pick up more there, but I can see that relationship between those topics as well. Going back, I mentioned Viva Goals. I say I've got a session on there. What I love about here is my OKRs, and I can see how they link up to the organisation ones. I can see how on track you give specific numbers for things that you can measure, and you can actually bring those, how you measure it. You can see getting those key results. You define what your target is, where you're starting from, where you're going to, what that measure is you're going to. You can even bring it to two teams. I know I'm not, as an MVP, I'm not allowed to give away, but in the MVP Summit, one of my favourite phrases, two different departments said they had a shared OKR. The session was nothing to do with Viva Goals, but they were showing that they were aligning by having aligned to that organisation the same objective they were working towards and the same measurements. And that brings you through to that integrated way of working. But you can actually get those specific measures and numbers, not just by manually typing those in. We've all had those kind of quarterly reviews and had to quickly update those numbers on there. You can hook this up to Excel, SQL databases, and even more coming soon. So you're not having to manually put those numbers in. It's automatically coming up and tracking how you're going. And you can just put comments for your manager about what those numbers mean as the year goes along as well. So really integrating, making it easy to kind of track those things. And you can get team dashboards, so you can be very transparent to the rest of the organisation what you as a team or a department are trying to do, and share that with other people. So Megan can really get out to people. Marketing is trying to deliver that best experience. And when everyone asks what is the purpose of what you do, boom, there it is for everyone that you can share right there within Teams. But we're getting towards the end of the day. That virtual commute's there. It's that wrap up to disconnect, make that connection, that disconnection from work. So doing a quick review of all those things, making sure you've hoovered up all your tasks, checking how you're feeling today. Big question I get about this is, the organisation's going to be tracking how I'm feeling. Nope, they cannot see it at all. The only person that can see this is you. So you can just feel, I've been feeling really down. You can go back and go, actually, no, it hasn't been as bad as I thought. So it's a good way to reflect yourself on how you've been. And also take that little bit of time, a guided meditation. If you've got those 10 minutes before you have to go and fight the kids, go and fight dinner and things like that, just take that little moment to take a break as well. And then you can enjoy the rest of your day. So we mentioned earlier the Viva Explorers. Do you want to...
Yeah, so we've got some in the room, actually, some more of them. You want to stand up? Right, they're in the... Yep, just stand up. Yep, we've got some more, but there's actually 14 of us, and we are all MVPs, and we're looking for more MVPs to join us that have got a passion for being mad, really, and helping work.
That passion for sharing the best of Viva and trying to reflect back what people are hearing and saying as well.
And Kevin's pulling together a website for us, and we have got our North Star goal, and there's a North Star right in the middle of that hole, where people are at the heart and soul of every digitalisation project. Viva Explorers are passionate, and we draw on our diverse origins to influence a serendipitous, employee-centric technology movement, enabling a modern, empathic, enthusiastic workforce mindset. So we've got lots of tags that we've used Viva Explorers out on social media. So if you want to find out more about us, just follow that tag, and we're presenting across lots of events over the coming months. So I think that's the lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.